What's up? Welcome back, everybody, to another video with Gamecock Chuck. If you are new, this is your first time checking this video out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay, do yourself a favor, join this family, help this channel grow. And as I try to do Gamecock content, pretty much year-round, football, basketball, baseball, recruiting, things like that. So go ahead and join this channel, this family. By subscribing. Go ahead and hit the like button. Put this video out in front of more and more eyes. It helps the YouTube algorithm do that, pushes it out there so more people can check this out. I appreciate all of it. Let's go ahead and get into the video. South Carolina is back on the road in football this Saturday, 12:45 Eastern, 11:45 Central, as they go out to Norman, Oklahoma. First time going to Oklahoma for the Gamecocks. First ever matchup with them. I think it's going to be an exciting game, to be honest with you. Two teams that kind of, I guess you'd say, mirror each other when it comes to their struggles and what they're good at. Defense, South Carolina's got a real strong defense. Oklahoma's got a strong defense as well. They're known for trying to take the ball away. Real good at doing that. South Carolina, same thing. They're good at taking the ball away. So it's going to be two good defenses facing off against, basically, let's go ahead and say it, two offenses that has struggled this year, to say the least. I mean, South Carolina, if you want to see the positive in some of this, South Carolina does average about 175 yards on the ground. So they do have some semblance of a running game. So we'll see how it matches up with Oklahoma's run defense, which is pretty stingy. So we shall see. Like I said, offensively, both teams are at times they look lost and dysfunctional, and you scratching your head and you wondering what is going on, through the headset to the quarterback, who's calling the plays and why they call this play or why they did this play. I mean, it's just like I said, a bunch of head scratching when it comes to the offense, at least for South Carolina. Okay, I can speak about South Carolina. I know a lot of Gamecock fans seem to have that. They question the play calling. The offensive line coach is being scrutinized by a lot of Gamecock fans, myself included. This is not a sunshine pumping channel. I try to be as real as it gets when it comes to doing these videos and about coaches and things like that. And I'm not gonna get on here and bash the kids, the young student athletes. I'm not gonna do that. But the coaches, they get paid millions and millions of dollars to get out there, or hundreds of thousands. Some make millions to get out there and develop these young student athletes. And like I said, a lot of Gamecock fans are not seeing that. As far as the offensive line situation, as far as just offensive line, play calling, the offensive coordinator, we're not seeing, I guess, a good return on the money that they're getting paid. Going to the offensive line on South Carolina's part, the offensive line has been no better than it was last year. No better than it's been since Coach Beamer's been here, actually, to be honest with you. We're dead last again in giving up sacks. We're dead last in tackles for loss. I mean, we can't protect the quarterback no matter who it is. It don't seem like. Occasionally they have some time in the pocket, but most of the time the quarterbacks are scrambling for their life, whether it's Norris this year or Spencer Rattler last year. They were all scrambling for their lives and taking sacks, taking unnecessary sacks. Now, some of that, like I said, some of that's on the offensive line, some of it's on the quarterback. You can't sit back in the pocket and hold on to the ball too long. You got to go through your progressions. You got to, go through the routes and see who you're going to throw the ball to. You can't just sit back there and wait till somebody comes open. You got to kind of, I guess what they say, throw the receiver open. You got to dictate where that ball's going. You can't sit back there and hold it and wait on receivers to pop open, because they may or may not. So that's South Carolina in a nutshell. Oklahoma, from what I heard, like I said, I'm not no insider with Oklahoma, but they seem to be struggling on offense too. They're not a high-powered offense like they were when they were in the Big 12, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. I don't know if it's injuries. I think from what I heard, unless something's changed, I believe all their wide receivers are injured or they're battling some kind of injury. Maybe Burks, I think that's his name, Deion Burks. I think he's questionable for this week for the game. So we'll see what they bring out there as far as wide receiver. Whether they're going to bring in some new ones off the roster or like they did last week. I heard they brought in some defensive backs, some cornerbacks from the defense and put them out there as far as wide receivers. So we'll see. I mean, I don't really know. I also think their offensive line is a little banged up. So maybe that's a contributing factor to, why they're struggling on offense. Quarterback, they're having a quarterback battle, controversy, I guess you could say. I'm not sure. I don't want to put words in, that ain't true, but it seems like there's a little battle going on for the quarterbacking position at Oklahoma. What's his name? Michael Hawkins Jr., the true freshman quarterback. He struggled against Texas last week. He's a mobile quarterback, dual threat. He's just a young freshman, so I mean he's gonna make mistakes. If that's who they're gonna go with, they're gonna have to learn to grow with his mistakes and ride his highs and be with him in his lows and bring him back up, because he's a freshman. He's gonna make mistakes, especially when he plays real solid and great defense in the SEC, and he's gonna face a lot of them in the SEC. So, in South Carolina, I say South Carolina is one of them. We got two phenomenal edge rushers in Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart coming off the edge. So Oklahoma's offensive line, they're gonna have their hands full trying to keep these two young men off of Hawkins, or if Jackson Arnold plays. I mean, I heard it was Hawkins, but you never can tell. So, but they're gonna have their hands full trying to keep these defensive edge rushers off of the quarterback. Our defensive front's pretty solid. The back end's pretty solid. The linebackers are more athletic this year than they were last year. They can run sideline to sideline. We got some guys in from the transfer portal, brought in a couple of freshmen as well as get some playing time. So defensively, I say we're solid. Defense for Oklahoma is solid too. Of course, they got to be, because the head coach is a defensive-minded guy, Brent Venables. That's right, Brent Venables. All you Gamecock fans, y'all heard that name. Y'all scoffed at it and got mad because he calls a real stingy and hard-fought defense, and he's had our number when he was at Clemson a good bit. And yeah, we know all about Brent Venables. We know we're gonna get a dogfight when we go out there on the field, and we got to be our best when it comes to offense against his defense. But I'm ready for this game. I think this game is a real good matchup for South Carolina. I think they match up real well across the board. You got a redshirt freshman quarterback and possibly a true freshman quarterback going against each other. Okay, you got, if it's true that Oklahoma's wide receivers are indeed injured, from what I've heard, you're going to have a core of wide receivers that would probably little to hardly any experience going against a core wide receivers that, we brought in through the transfer portal. We got a couple that's already on the roster, but they haven't really separated themselves. They haven't really don't have too many go-to guys outside of our true freshman, Mazio Bennett. I think he's probably one of our best wide receiver when it comes to, getting off, getting separation. Outside of that, I mean, everybody else is kind of hit or miss, to be honest with you, be truthful with you. So I think it kind of matches up there. Offensive line, like I said, our offensive line struggled. Their offensive line has struggled this year. And it's going to be, basically this game, I think, is going to come down to who can have the explosive plays, who can string together some offensive drives, and who can cash them in with touchdowns. Okay, who can cash them in with touchdowns? I think that's going to be the deciding factors. I think we know what we're going to get on defense. We don't know what we're going to get on offense from either one. So I think whoever wins the offensive side of the ball, whether our offense can have success against Oklahoma's defense or vice versa, I think that's going to be who wins the game. As when you break it down like that, I think the key to this game is taking care of the football, because Oklahoma on defense, they like to get turnovers. South Carolina does as well. So I think taking care of the football is very important. If South Carolina can get their rush game, their running game going, like I said earlier, they average about 175 yards a game. So if we can get our running game going against a real stingy Oklahoma defense, that could be well for South Carolina. So that's what I'm looking at here. Now, to be honest with you, if this game turns out to be a high-scoring affair, I will be absolutely floored. I will be. I think it's going to be a real low-scoring game. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of points put up. I could be wrong. I've been known to do that occasionally, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of points put up in this game, and that's just my thoughts on it, just by what I've seen, and especially from what I know from South Carolina. I don't think this game is going to be a high-scoring game. I could see it coming down to, you guessed it, Gamecock Nation, a field goal. That's right. See, a lot of y'all Gamecock fans are hating on a young man that you shouldn't be doing, because if you paid attention to Beamer's press conferences before the season started and all the fall practice and things, you should know we was having issues trying to decide who was going to do the place kicking for South Carolina. So everybody jumped on the field goal kicker because he missed a couple field goals, which the offense didn't do him any favors and getting him closer. He missed a couple game time field goal, and probably could have been a game winning field goal against Alabama. But everybody wanted to bash him because they I don't know if they just didn't know or what, but they knew. You should know that we had field goal kicking woes coming into the season. Coach Beamer said it was a competition all the way to the end between Herrera and Mason Love, and I think there's another guy, I can't think of what his name is now, but there was a couple guys on the team, and eventually Herrera won out, whether that was because he's the more senior player on the team or what, I really don't know. Maybe he impressed Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach, and Coach Beamer the day that they decided, or the day before they decided. I really don't know, but he wanted to start a job. We need to get behind him and continue to support that young man like that. But going back to the game, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. But I think it's going to be a field goal game. That's right. I think it's going to be a field goal game. And like I said, I feel good about South Carolina's chances here. I really do. I feel real good about South Carolina's chances of going into Norman, Oklahoma, and getting out of there with a win. Before the season started, if you watched my preview and prediction video for the season, I didn't say that. I said Oklahoma was going to win this game close because I didn't know what we had in Lenoris as far as him being our starting quarterback. So I didn't really know. But as of right now, what is it, October 18th, 17th? October 17th, I got South Carolina getting out of there with a victory, a real close victory. Alex Herrera kicks the game-winning field goal, 20-17, South Carolina wins. That's my thoughts on it. I want to hear y'all's score prediction. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. That way you guys get notified. Because notifications are very important, because guess what? I do live fan reaction watch along of the game. So I'll be doing that this Saturday at 12:45 right here, the same spot, watching the game. Probably have multiple games on watching, but I'll be following the South Carolina game. So come hang out with me. Let's interact. Let's cheer together when South Carolina does something good. Let's get angry when South Carolina does something bad. Let's just have a good time and enjoy the game. And I look forward to seeing you all here. But like I said, get in the comments and let me know your thoughts, your score prediction, and I'll see you guys in the next video.